Yo, what is going on guys, Flashverse here and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 8 and we could even say Arrow as well. And for today's video, we have some huge teasers to go over, one coming from TV Line which teases the next main villain for The Flash Season 8, that being for the back half of the season, but another teaser coming from Stephen Amell, who obviously plays Oliver Queen aka the Green Arrow, or who was playing that character. But he has a couple of interesting things to say about a potential return to the Arrowverse. Now, we do obviously know that one special thing that is taking place during The Flash Season 8 is that the first 5 episodes will feature a special event, which is a Flash storyline centered crossover titled Armageddon, and this will be graphic novel number 5, so from episode 1 all the way till episode 5. And this is where we will be seeing characters from across the Arrowverse appearing within these first 5 episodes. And the confirmed characters from the top of my head, as far as I remember, are Batwoman, Black Lightning, Alex Danvers, Damian Dark, Reverse Flash, Green Arrow, Mia Smoke's Green Arrow, The Atom, and Ryan Choi. And they will be joining forces with Team Flash to face off against the main villain for the Flash's 8th season, and he's the main villain for the crossover event, that being Despero, and he is a super OP character, so I cannot wait to see how the show will utilize him. We did also get some various other set photos the other day, and I did obviously do a set photo breakdown with those set photos. But just like last season, we do know that we will still be having the graphic novel approach. So after Despero, we will be having another big threat for the Flash to go up against. And yeah, we do have a teaser for this villain, which I'll be breaking down during this video, and after that I will go over the Stephen Amell stuff. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. Okay, so I will start off by going over the main villain teaser for the back half of The Flash Season 8. So the question is, anything on the Flash villains for after the Armageddon aliens, and this is coming from someone called Steven, but the response goes as followed. Well, as previously reported, showrunner Eric Willis told me that one of the upcoming nemesises will be the biggest and most powerful villain the Flash has yet faced, and would appear quite early in Season 8. So maybe he was referring to the 5-part Armageddon event. But I will now also share that Wallace teased, and now this is a quote coming from Eric Wallace, another new villain that will force Team Flash to face their mortality in a highly personal and ultimately terrifying way. So yeah, this is a very interesting teaser for the back half of The Flash Season 8 and does get me pretty excited. Obviously, this could be any ordinary big threat which fits this criteria. It could potentially end up being somebody we have never seen before. It could be someone from the Flash comics who's just the terrifying villain. It could be Cobalt Blue. It could be Red Death. We do not know for sure. In which, when this quote got surfaced on Twitter, there's only one character everyone has been talking about, and that is Red Death. Now, there is no denying that Red Death is probably the character everyone has been wanting to see for so long. Godspeed was number 1, and then Red Death was up there as number 2, and we've seen Godspeed already, so now it's Red Death who's at number 1 spot. Ever since that teaser during The Flash Season 5, everyone has been begging for this villain to show up. Now, Red Death is obviously the combination of Batman, or evil Batman, and the Flash from the comics, in which evil Bruce Wayne wanted the Speed Force so that he could defeat his villains much faster, in which he takes down the Flash using all of his rogue's weapons, and then he throws him into the Speed Force by tying him onto the Batmobile, in which that results into the merger of the two characters, with Bruce Wayne and the Flash combining together, and they become the Red Death. Obviously, this will never ever happen on the show. If we were to see Red Death on the show will do their own take on the character. One with, as the quote obviously says, forces Team Flash to face their mortality in a highly personal and ultimately terrifying way. In which you could assume that whoever this villain is during the back half of the season, it will somehow be connected to Barry in a personal way. But from what we know of Red Death in the Arrowverse, he is just a full-on killer. We do know that Cicada has killed more people than Zoom and even Red Death, but Red Death is up there as one of the biggest serial killers in Central City. He goes around the city and just literally murders people for the sake of it, in which a rivalry could be established like that, since Central City means a lot to Barry. So it could be like that, which Eric Wallace is talking about. That could be a personal way, or it could be a personal way which affects Barry regarding someone like Iris or Team Flash. We do not know which one he's talking about. But yeah, I would love to see Red Death appear sometime in the near future, whether they do something related to Bloodwork where he becomes Red Death like that, or they just bring in a totally new character. They could even end up making Eddie Thawne Red Death for all we know. Those would be pretty cool to see, but I would just love to see Red Death appear sometime in the near future. But the next teaser is coming from Michael Rosenbaum, who obviously played Lex Luthor from Smallville, and he essentially has a podcast, and he filmed an episode with Stephen Amell, and I'm only going to play a small portion of the clip because I want to give credit to where it belongs. But if you guys want to hear the whole thing, I will link what Stephen Amell says in the description down below so you guys could watch that. But when Michael Rosenbaum asked Stephen Amell about a potential return to Arrow with an Arrow Season 9, or just a return to the superhero genre, this is what he had to say.
Do you have any plans to return back to the superhero genre? Have you been approached? Can you see yourself returning to a reunion of Arrow or doing something in the superhero world? Or have you not been approached by any of that? Or would you consider it if you were?
If I had been approached, I wouldn't say, but I have not. I think.
Wait, what?
No, I know. Okay.
No, it made sense. I know what you're saying.
I was thinking about this question as I drove here, and if the opportunity ever came up to like do 6 to 8 episodes of Arrow as like a limited series on Netflix or HBO Max or something like that, or on the CW, as the case may be, I think that'd be amazing.
So this is just music to my ears. For those who don't know, Oliver Queen is my favorite Arrowverse character of all time. Not even that, but Green Arrow is my favorite superhero of all time due to Stephen Amell's performance on Arrow. Arrow is my absolute favorite TV show of all time, so I would want absolutely nothing more than Stephen Amell to return. But if he returns for an Arrow Season 9, I feel like it would take away from Earth 1 Oliver Queen's sacrifice in Crisis, unless they play it so like they have an Arrow Season 9, but it takes place some point before Oliver Queen dies. So it could take place between Arrow Season 5 and Arrow Season 6. It could take place something like that. We don't know. Obviously, they could find a way to bring Oliver Queen back from the dead. But another possible way is a multiverse version of Oliver Queen. Now, yes, Stephen Amell did say that he has not been asked to return to the superhero genre for like a cameo on, let's say, The Flash or something. And yes, you could believe what he says. But also, take what I'm saying with a massive grain of salt, because Stephen's word would be more reliable than mine. But actors lie all the time in this industry. For example, Haley Steinfeld said that she has not been cast as Kate Bishop for the Hawkeye show, and she wasn't even approached by Kevin Feige. But surprise, surprise, look who's playing Kate Bishop. Or we could even go Tom Ellis. When filming Crisis on Infinite Earths, and when Tom Ellis was spotted in Vancouver, he was asked if he was part of the crossover, in which Tom Ellis says, no, he was not part of the crossover. He just flew to Vancouver to celebrate a friend's birthday. And look what happened. Lucifer Morningstar was part of the crossover. So what if Stephen Amell has actually been approached by Eric Wallace for the Armageddon crossover event for The Flash Season 8, where he could potentially return as the Spectre or as a multiverse version of Oliver Queen as a surprise appearance. He could end up playing the actual Earth 1 Oliver Queen, but from a different point in time. So it could be earlier on, before he dies. That would just be insane. Oliver Queen and Barry Allen's friendship has always been the best bromance or best friendship ever in the Arrowverse. Nothing can top that. So if we see something with Barry and Oliver interacting with one another, that would be the best thing ever. That would be absolutely amazing. And I don't know if it's just me, but I found the chuckle and the stuttering when he was asked if he was approached very suspicious.
If I had been approached, I wouldn't say, but I have not. I think.
Wait, what?
No, I know. Okay.
No, I mean,
But it could just be me overthinking it. It could just be me being very optimistic that he could end up returning to the Arrowverse sometime in the future. I don't know, but I do hope we see him return to the Arrowverse in some way. And if you continue to actually play the clip, he does go on to say that there is no limit for him. He would just love to play Oliver Queen again. So this is evidence that he is not completely done with the character and he does want to return sometime, but we will have to wait and see if he is actually in the 5-part event for the Flash Season 8. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below if you guys think Red Death will end up being the main villain for the Flash Season 8 graphic novel number 6, or do you guys think that we will see Stephen Amell for the crossover event? I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of this as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.